Imagine this, your wedding is tomorrow. The love of your life is asleep beside you, or at least, you think she is. You wake up at 6 a.m., and she's gone. No message. No panic. Just, gone. But when you start searching, you discover things you were never meant to see. And you realize you didn't lose her. You never truly knew her. I used to think the scariest thing in life was losing someone you love. I was wrong. The scariest thing is realizing you never knew them at all. The morning my fiancée disappeared started like any other, quiet, soft, with sunlight creeping through the curtains of the little cabin we'd rented for the week. It was supposed to be a peaceful escape before the wedding. A chance to breathe, relax, and get ready for the big day. In 12 hours, we were supposed to say, I do. But instead, at 6:03 a.m., I woke up to cold sheets and the crushing silence of a woman who no longer existed inside the life I thought we were building. At first, I thought she'd gone to the bathroom. Then maybe to make coffee. She loved mornings more than any human should. But the house was silent. Lila? My voice sounded wrong in the stillness, thin and uncertain. No answer. I checked the kitchen, empty. The porch, empty. The trail behind the cabin, nothing but dew and the sound of distant birds. A strange feeling settled in my stomach. Not panic, not yet. Something colder. Something heavy, like a warning. I opened her suitcase. Empty. And that's when the panic came. I grabbed my phone and called her. It rang once, twice, then straight to voicemail. I don't know where she went, I told myself aloud, as if saying it would make it less real. She probably just needed fresh air. She always takes walks. But Lila never went anywhere without her phone. Or without telling me. I tried calling again. Voicemail. I felt something in me start to break. By 6:10 a.m., I was searching the woods behind the cabin. By 6:20, I was running. By 6:30, I called 911. The dispatcher's voice was calm. Too calm. Sir, when did you last see her? Last night, I said. Around 11. She fell asleep next to me. At least. I thought she did. The blanket had felt warm. The curve of her body had been there. Hadn't it? Sir, is it possible she left intentionally? No, I snapped, too quickly. She wouldn't. She wouldn't just leave. But even as I said the words, my brain whispered something I'd been ignoring for months. You don't know everything about her. You never did. When the police arrived, they searched the cabin. One officer opened the closet and froze. Sir, is this hers? He held up a small storage box. I'd never seen it before. Inside were documents. Papers. A flash drive. Several photographs. All with her handwriting. But none with her name. At least, not the name I knew. My fiancée's birth certificate said Lila Hartman. The one inside the box said Elaine Carter. My legs nearly gave out. Wait, this is wrong, I said. Someone planted this. Someone broke in. She told me her full legal name was. But my voice trailed off. She had told me her name. She had shown me her ID. But the ID was missing. The officer cleared his throat and pulled out the next item, a folded letter with my name on it. I felt the world tilt. This is evidence, he warned. You shouldn't open. But I snatched it. My hands trembled as I unfolded the paper. The handwriting was hers. Beautiful, looping, familiar. Except for the words. Don't look for me. I don't deserve the life you wanted to give me. I'm not who you think I am. I never was. Please forgive me. My heart cracked. The officer asked, Sir, do you know anyone who might want to harm her? No, I whispered. I don't know anything anymore. The day blurred after that, interviews, questions, officers walking through the cabin with gloves and cameras. I sat on the porch, staring at the woods she'd vanished into, feeling like I was trapped inside a nightmare that didn't belong to me. At noon, my mother called. "Honey, how's Lila? I saw your text. Are you two okay? Is it nerves?" I almost laughed. Nerves? My fiancé had disappeared 6 hours before our wedding and left behind an entire life I didn't know existed. "No, Mom," I said. "She's gone." "What do you mean, gone?" "She packed her things and vanished." My mother's breath caught. "Oh, sweetheart. I'm sure there's an explanation." "There is," I whispered. "I just don't know if I want to hear it." By evening, the search team expanded to 50 people. A helicopter circled above. The sheriff asked if she'd ever mentioned running away. Starting over. Changing her life, no, I said. She wanted a future. A wedding. A home. Kids. She talked about all of it. Did she? The sheriff raised an eyebrow. That question felt like a knife. Did she really talk about it, or did I just hear what I wanted to hear? At 9 p.m., an officer approached me with a cell phone bag. "Sir, we found this at the base of a tree about half a mile down the ridge." I recognized the case instantly. Purple. With a small gold crescent moon charm she loved. Lila's phone. It was wiped clean. Completely. Factory reset. Why would she erase everything? I stammered. The officer hesitated. Because someone else might have been looking for her, too. My blood went cold. What does that mean? He showed me the next item found beside the phone, a man's wallet. Not mine. Inside, fire a driver's license with the name James Carter. Fire a picture of Lila, younger, smiling, in his arms. Fire a wedding band. Married. She had been married. And she never told me. But that wasn't the part that destroyed me. The part that destroyed me was the final photo in the wallet. A little girl. 3 years old. Dark curls. Her mother's eyes. On the back of the photo was a date. And a single word, missing. My fiancé. Or whatever her real name was. Had a child. And the child was missing. I sank into the dirt, unable to breathe. The sheriff kneeled next to me. "Son, listen to me. We're not dealing with a runaway bride. We're dealing with someone who spent years hiding from something, or someone." I stared at the trees. At the darkness swallowing them. She hadn't just disappeared. She had been running long before she ever met me. And the worst part? I wasn't sure if she was running from danger. Night had swallowed the streets again, thick and heavy, like a blanket soaked in fear. The city never slept anymore, it twitched, shivered, watched itself bleed. And somewhere in the middle of that darkness, a child cried. Eli froze. The sound cut through the air, thin and terrified. "Please tell me that's a cat," Mason whispered, already knowing it wasn't. It wasn't a cat. They moved toward the collapsed grocery store, one of those places that once smelled like fresh bread and cheap coffee, now reeking of mold and burnt plastic. The automatic doors were shattered but still tried to move, groaning like something half alive. Inside, silence. Then again, the cry. Eli's flashlight hit a shape under a fallen metal rack, a small figure curled into itself, hands over ears, eyes red from smoke. A kid. Maybe 9. Eli dropped to her knees. Hey, it's all right. We're here." The child flinched. "No. Don't touch me. Please." Mason slowly raised both hands. "It's okay, buddy. We won't hurt you." The kid's voice cracked. "They came back, they said they'd come back for me, my mom went outside, she. Eli didn't need to hear the rest. She'd heard enough versions of that sentence to know exactly how it ended. What's your name? She asked softly. Leo. Or running toward it, Eli felt something twist in her chest. Her brother's name. For a split second, the world tilted, memories hitting her like sharp glass. Leo standing in the doorway of their old apartment, laughing at her terrible haircut, telling her not to worry, telling her everything would be okay, until the day it wasn't. She blinked away the burn in her eyes. Leo, she whispered, steadying her voice, we're getting you out of here, all right? But before the boy could answer, there was a sound. A long, slow scrape. Metal against concrete. Mason inhaled sharply. Oh fuck, it hurt us. Eli grabbed Leo and pulled him close. Her heart hammered so violently she thought the creature might hear that first.